I'm Chris Drury. I'm from the UK. I'm an international land artist. I make works all over the world on every continent on the planet, including Antarctica. And I make works that use the context of the site, the cultural context of the site, the materials of the site, and I use my instinct to try and find the best form that will express that. And I've been doing that for 40 years, so this is my first time in Montana, however. Well, I think the park here is very beautiful. I think it's going to be really successful. It's got a kind of intimacy about it, and it kind of the park itself draws you in. You want to go and see these pieces. It's an exciting place for a work to be, and also the works themselves will begin to have conversations, kind of one with the other. So they'll play off each other. But I was quite surprised by the site because it's very beautiful and it has intimate spaces. And I immediately thought, well, it's either got to be a piece that's low to the ground and that kind of sucks the energy down from the trees into the earth, or it's got to be at the same kind of height as the trees. It's got to be a tall piece. And so what I was looking for when we walked around the site was an open space, an enclosed circle, so that when you stood in the middle of that circle and looked up, you saw the sky framed by the trees. And the circle in this space looks like it's 46 feet in diameter, which is quite a big, going to be quite a big piece. It's very much a site-based work. So week one, we started off by completing the digging of the hole in the center to the right depth, and then there's a stone in there, placing that exactly in the right place. And then I spent the rest of that day carving that dish that goes down, because that's really important. And then we been peeling logs. It's a daunting task because we've got literally hundreds and hundreds of logs, and they all need peeling, because if we don't peel them they'll rot easily, and I need to burn them as well. So that's a major task, and volunteers from the town have been doing that, and I'm really grateful to them for doing that. We started with one line. We started from the edge and we went right down into the bottom with it, and that gave us our initial arc of which all the logs have to follow. And I've spent most of this week laying the bottom bit. They're all screwed in so they won't move. So we then laid the rest of the middle ones, and then now these last 2 days we've been filling out to the circumference with the much bigger logs, and that's actually that's a lot easier than the middle, because we're using a tractor and we put a strap on it, and we strap each log and we bring it over because they're heavy, and so we don't have to lift them. And then we just lower them into place and cut them with the chainsaw to make sure they all butt up properly. I don't yet have a title for it. I'm just grateful for the help that we've had, and for the 2 interns that we've got who've been really fantastic. It's really nice to go and hear them talk about their work too, and listen to that, and enjoy the enthusiasm of those people just starting off. Really nice to see. So week 2, we should be very nearly finished laying the logs today, certainly tomorrow. It's going to rain tomorrow, I think, so we'll use the time when it's raining to start to infill with the gravel between the logs. Then I've got next week and end of this week to start burning and start drawing on it, and I think the physicality of the thing is important, because it's not just something you look at. I'm trying to make it so that you can walk on it, and you can walk down, even get down, sit on that stone. You know, I think that's important, that you experience a work as well as just look at it. Yeah, well, I'm really relieved that it's finished. It's been a much bigger task than I thought. The major challenge was the size, because the size had to fit to the space, and the size is very big, it's 14 meters. And also the logs will fade back to grey, and it'll be very, very subtle eventually. We spent all that time stripping the bark off, and then we've actually burnt the pattern back on again. But I think that was necessary, and also it's a very formal piece in that it's very logical, and in that way it's formal. So by drawing the bark pattern, which is also like a water pattern, you get back to chaos again.